Namaste. Now, many people ask me why there has been a mass death. Has it not been predicted by the astrologers? Do you have any technique for predicting that across? Actually, there has been a very clear sign of the impending disaster which has not been looked by many astrologers because they are not very familiar with these kind of techniques which are available to them as a person. First of all, there was a Guru Atisara was happening. The Guru was entering into the 8th house from many planets. If you take India as a Rishabha Lagna, and there are many planets in the 3rd house, and from many planets the Guru was entering into the 8th house. It is one of the very tough time. Now Ashtamesh Guru is considered very inauspicious. Ashtamesh Guru is considered what you call it a disaster zone as far as the India is concerned. Now the next important thing is the Rahu was transiting Rohini. Whenever Rahu had transited Rohini, there has been a lot of problem with regard to this particular thing. The third most important thing, if you see it, if you take the Tajika annual chart, the Tajika annual chart is being put across to you. You can see lot of planet in the Bhava chart. It is in the 6th and the 8th sign. For example, the Venus is in the 6th house, Moon is in the 6th house, Rahu is in the 6th house, Mercury is in the 6th house, and the Sun is in the 8th house, Mercury is in the 8th house. So literally if you see, there is a conglomeration of 6 planets in the 6, 8, 12. Now any student of astrology, if they see many planets in the 6, 8, 12, would talk about the impending disaster. Also in the Tajika annual chart, the 6th house carries the maximum weightage of 36 points. So we can easily conclude that this year, which is from August 14, 2020 to August 14, 2021, is going to be a very tough time for India. It does not really matter because it has been time and again explained very well astrologically that it is going to be a tough time. The problem with many astrologers is they do not look into the chart, they do not authenticate the chart, they don't know a variety of things across, and they keep on saying things without an understanding. The second most important thing is now you have to wait for the Jupiter to enter Meena, which will be approximately 5 months. April, May, June, July, August. And the new set of a birthday will be born for India, which will be August 15, 2021. So till that time, this pandemic will be there. And the second thing is right now we are running the Rahu period. In the Dasha Bhukti, in the Tajika Dasha Bhukti, we are running the Rahu period. So obviously it's going to be a very tough time. The other point is we are running Moon Dasha and we would be running the Saturn Bhukti. And we would be running the last Antara of Guru, and the Guru is the 8th Lord, and over that Rahu Ketu is getting transited. So another 3 months, this difficulty of mass death, lockdown, difficulty in getting oxygen or some kind of a government effort to connect all the dots and make it into make it to control this kind of pandemic is going to be tough. You need to do the puja for Dhanvantri, you need to do puja for Narasimha, otherwise this is going to be very tough. The other point is you take the Ashtamesh chart from the Lagna, the 8th house Saturn is there. So that particular period method is happening across. So that is why this thing is panning out to be an extraordinary disaster which has not been seen by many people across. Now this is also one of the reason why many astrologers try to do the guessing game. They go on talking about astrology as an authentic science, astrology as a contemporary science. The problem with the astrology is they don't use the right technique. They just stick on to what is known to them, and that is why they have the problem. So the first thing is use the annual horoscope. If you're going to do the mundane astrology prediction, use the annual horoscope. It will give you a lot of idea about how this year is going to be there. Now, for example, in my annual horoscope this year, 12th house is a lot of planet. I can expect a lot of expenditure to happen this particular year. As a simple thumb rule, with an understanding, I can employ this particular thing across. So the point is, now many people don't know how to use the Tajika chart. Many people have not even applied for the Tajika chart. Many people don't know how to cast for the Tajika chart. The annual horoscopy is a method which was invented by the Muslims and which used the longitude of the sun in which you are born across, and when the return thing is there, the lagna is cast upon and the predictions are given across. Of course, Sanjay Rathi invented little with using the moon's longitude and the yoga and the karna across, but this method seems to be so efficient that it will produce a lot of good results into a person's life. So the point is, use their transits also. Whenever Jupiter has transited Dhanush, Kumbha and Meena, Dhanush, Kumbha and Mithuna, India has had a tough time. It has been very, very difficult for them. There has been a slowdown, there has been a difficulty, but it is an unprecedented because the Tajika chart shows a lot of planets in the 6th-8. So that is why India is going to go through this. Now, whatever the finance minister can say, whatever the people can say, unless the remedial measures are done as a whole, as towards the whole of the country, this is not going to be cured. One is you have to do remedial measure for Mahalakshmi. The main reason is we are locked financially. Our financial templates is locked. We are unable to make a lot of money. That we are not able to grow up as a person. So the government has to make an effort to break this deadlock by doing a lot of Mahalakshmi puja, which will help them to break. The other one is you need to do puja for Dhanvantri because we have an unprecedented medical crisis for which there has been a solution has been coming little short. I am not questioning the intent of Modi government. I personally believe that he has been a good man. I know a lot of RSS people who are working behind, who have sacrificed their life for the sake of the country, and they work in the BJP about it, and they are too good to expect them to be corrupt and like the other political party. The problem problem is sometimes that things do go haywire because of the time. I don't think so Mr. Modi would have had the nerve and the audacity to say no need of Kumbh Mela, and also he was in a catch-22 situation. He was fighting election in a states where he was considered as an enemy. For example, in Bengal and in Tamil Nadu, if he had postponed the election, in Bengal they would have told him he was getting frightened. In Tamil Nadu, he would have told for the sake of the ruling ADMK, he has been promoting himself like that. There would have been a catch-22 situation across. So that is the main reason. The other area, Mr. Modi is having a problem, the west and the north part of the country, which is clearly indicated in the Tajika chart. The planets representing these two particular areas being weak. That is why Arvind Kejriwal and also the the Maharashtra government has been making a lot of noises about people dying and the mass crematorium happening and all that thing. I know for sure this too will pass and you would be able to come out of it, but it will take 5 months. The Jupiter has to get into Meena, and hopefully the government will be able to do a lot of things. They are able to do a lot of things. They need to employ that. They have a lot of chatrus are there doing both in the internet and all that thing, but they need to do the Mahalakshmi Puja, Mahalakshmi Homam in an unprecedented way. Just like in 1008 temples across India, it has to be done for awakening the economy, awakening the money, and also making sure that people are healthy across. I hope this video has been of immense help to you. So remember to use the Tajika chart. There has been another problem is lot of astrologers had predicted that EPS will win in Tamil Nadu. I had repeated again and again that it was DMK which was going to win, and I had put a latest video saying that the DMK will win. It is very, very simple. EPS was having Rishabha Lagna, the 10th house was transited by Guru. Now, if the 10th house was transited by Guru, we can safely say that people will lose their power. And he had gone to the hospital. I always used to tell people before a major event, if an important head goes into the hospital, they are going to have a huge issue across, and it turned out to be exactly across. So the point is, he has also gone into the hospital, just like Manmohan Singh got operated, just like Vajpayee got operated, and he will also get eliminated from the chief ministership. Now many people are claiming that the opinion polls could be wrong and all that. I really doubt it's going to be DMK all the way. Maybe the numbers will vary, the things will vary, but ultimately the DMK horoscope is much better, because down the line, and Jupiter is going to transit the very, very important position for Stalin. It is Venus, Mars and Mercury, a very important position in his horoscope across the person. So I hope that you are able to understand, whenever Jupiter transits a Rajoga point, the people will keep winning across. So I hope you are able to understand the entire scenario about the mundane astrology part of it. I hope it will clarify a lot of things which has not been done by many people across. Thank you.